chosen ones, empaths. I don't know if you're like familiar with the phrase monitoring spirits. Some of you might be, some of you might not be. But basically, these are spirits and their purpose is to inflict pain, is to keep watch. You could also add in, evil eye, envy. But basically, these are spirits in the spiritual realm that gather information on you. Okay, they gather information on you, and they keep watch on you. Now, a lot of people that may have suffered with gang stalking or stuff of that nature is actually, you think that it's a group, say, with the gang. This is my belief with the gang stalking. You think it's a group, but really you're dealing with the same spirit or the same group of spirits as such. So you will see weird characteristics as you're, say, navigating through or walking through a town, or you're walking through in your place, out your house, and you'll notice people staring, monitoring you, and then you'll see other people monitoring you as well. And it's actually the same collective group of spirits, which are monetary spirits, right? Monitoring spirits. Sorry, I keep getting slight twist of the tongue there saying monetary, but monitoring spirits, right? Now, the narcissist is consumed by these monitoring spirits, okay? You've got to understand that from the moment that they caught eye on you, if you met them on a dating profile, right, a dating app, or you met them in person, either or, they were sent by the enemy to keep watch over you. And like in my situation and many of your situations, some of you have gone from romantic relationship to romantic relationship to romantic relationship, and they've been narcissists. Whereas for me, it was being groomed by an older man, non-sexually. I have to make that clear. To being groomed again by another older man, who infiltrated my own personal operation, and then running into a narcissist in a romantic setting, and then after that ex-narcissist, running into several other narcissists that were more spiritual narcissists too, in the church and in this other facility that I had to go and do some work at. And all of them wanted a piece of the pie, all of them wanted a piece of Zion, They all wanted a piece of Zion, and like they latched on, like leeches, all of them. And it's only because I'd learned so much from the ex-narcissist and previous situations in my younger years that I was able to like keep them away, and I didn't fall too close with them. And they didn't really get into my heart, they didn't really get into my heart. And what we got to understand is these monitoring spirits, right? Like you can see it in the narcissist's eyes. Some of you talk about the narcissistic smirk. I can touch on that in another video, but you see it in their eyes. They've got weird eyes, these narcissists. And it's because they're observing you. They're constantly observing you. They may not realize it themselves. If you pointed this information out to them, or they heard this information, they'll say, what are you talking about? What are you saying? And they'll disregard it. But they watch you like watchers. They are watchers. That's what they are. Because they're consumed by these spirits. And it's why they will, like I always mention, you always hear me say, and I don't want to keep reiterating the same stuff, but sometimes positive reinforcement is good. You could have been discarded in the worst possible way. They could have actually done something to you so bad that you had to cut them out of your life. But when we're dealing with someone like that, but they're still watching your social media, they're still coming about your vicinity. I've read the comments, like some of you are dealing with them outside your house. Some of you are dealing with them driving past, doing things like that. It's because they have a monitoring spirit within them. Yeah? And these spirits pass information about chosen ones and about empaths in the spiritual realm. They'll pass information. So, these monitoring spirits will collectively work together to monitor you. And this is what I say about gang stalking. Some of you might not be known about the phrase, but it's when a individual is targeted by a group of individuals and stalked. And I believe that gang stalking actually originates from monitoring spirits. They're not all closely connected. They're not all the same. They all might have the same means in their mind. They all might still be possessed by these monitoring spirits, but they don't necessarily know one another. But within the spiritual realm, they'll transfer information. So the spirits that hang on to them will transfer information to the other spirits, and will lead back to their master, who is Satan, who will say, I'm pleased with you, young spirit, well done for doing this. What young devil, whatever you want to call them, young devil, young spirit, whatever they are, you know what I'm saying? But the narcissist is part of that group. The narcissist is part of that collective, and they keep watch on you. They keep tabs on you. They use fake profiles. They're monitoring you. They're so boring that all they can do is monitor us. You see us chosen ones. You see us empaths. Some of us we keep busy. Especially us empaths and chosen ones. Like, when we go out with a group of friends, yeah, we have a good time. We see some friends, we chat, we converse. You might have a few drinks or whatever you do. You might have, if you don't drink, you might, just have a chat, have a coffee. You resonate with one another. You see your friends, you have a chat. You say, what's good? How's the family? And the narcissist isn't like this. And we need to recharge after that. We need to recharge. We need our alone time. Sometimes we'll come home. We might have a nice hot bath. We'll have a nice hot shower. Next day we'll decompress. We'll be like, right, that was a good day yesterday, but today I'm going to have some alone time because I need to recharge. And the narcissist isn't like this. The narcissist will be like watching you on Instagram, watching you on all of these. I'm not very well versed in these social media outlets. I don't know how the ins and outs of them. They'll watch you, because I was quite surprised from a subscriber that told me that, the sister of his narcissist was watching him on Snapchat or something, and you can see who watches you on Snapchat or something like this. And I was like, oh, really? I didn't know that. That's news to me. I didn't know that you know who sees your stories on Snapchat and all that, because I don't have Snapchat. And I'm only using Instagram purposely for the reason of attracting maybe new people in the Instagram world over to find out about information on YouTube. So I have a link for the YouTube channel on there. I have a way to book sessions with me on there, and I just posted up some quotes. I don't really use it as such. I'm not really interested in it. I find more YouTube more beneficial for like-minded people as such. But chosen ones, empaths, we have to be careful of these monitoring spirits, right? We just got to understand what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a spirit. We're dealing with a demon that is, yes, the narcissist, that is attached to the narcissist and will monitor through the narcissist. See, these spirits don't have bodies of their own. They're just like our soul is in our body. I'll just give you an example. Our soul is in our body, and we've got our flesh, and the soul resides in our body. These spirits don't have bodies, so they need bodies to infiltrate. So they infiltrate the bodies of narcissists, of psychopaths, of other toxic individuals. And these spirits, there's many spirits, different types of spirits, but this monitoring spirit is a spirit of envy. Some people call it evil eye. But by them preying on you so much, it can attract negative energy around you. So be aware. Keep prayed up. Say some prayers. Even if you're non-religious, just say, I was non-religious for a long time in my life. But sometimes when you're faced with a desperate situation, you know, you're in a trap situation, you actually awaken to the fact there is some good out there. And I'm asking you, just say some positive affirmations, meditate, say something to the universe like, please help me. It's energy, it's all energy, you know, you speak those words into existence. You can speak and manifest what you want into existence. You know, it might not happen right away, but it will have some impact, right? But just be careful, be wary of these dusty weirdos that have nothing better to do with their lives than sit and watch us. That's what they do, I'm telling you. Like I've said before, you've heard me say it, so I don't want the joke to get old. But if we didn't have social media, trust me, you would walk out your house and you would see narcissists in trees. And you know there is bush watchers, like bush and tree watchers. They still exist. You know, those weirdos that will like stand in trees and start self-stimulating and watching people through their windows and stuff like that, and they'll stimulate themselves. They still exist. What are they called? You know, like the perverts that start masturbating or whatever outside in the public, and they stare through the lady's window. These are like monitoring spirits as well. That's on one high end of the spectrum, a very sexual orientated version of it, but it's still a monitoring spirit. I'm just giving you an idea so you understand what they're like. I know that these narcissists might not be self-stimulating while they're watching us, but they are gaining some gratification off watching us. And that is basically similar to the pervert in the park who self-stimulates and watches a woman getting out the shower, you know, or a man getting out the shower for that instance. You know what I'm saying? It's the same spirit. It's a monitoring spirit. And this is what the narcissist is plugged into, okay? And you know, narcissists watch these videos too. They're monitoring spirits. Any of you narcissists that are watching these videos, right? Shout out to Gary. Some of you in the comment section. I was laughing the other day. I see you lot all was at my defense. I really appreciate you guys. I'm sorry, I can't remember your names off the top of my head, but you know who you are if you're listening to this video. Gary the Leech popped up with a comment. And some of you just as like, what did you say? Gary's Vampire Diaries and some other stuff. You lot coming with some proper boyments to Gary. And Gary didn't even respond, old Gaz. Gaz didn't even respond. But Gaz is a monitoring spirit. I keep saying it wrong. I'm saying sorry for the slip off of tongue in this video. I really do apologize. Please bear with me. It's first thing in the morning. But Gaz, just for an example, he's a monitoring spirit. You know what I'm saying? Why is he on this YouTube channel? Why is he watching it? And I'm telling you, there's narcissists out there that watch these channels. They watch these channels religiously. You know, when I post, just like you do, you might say, click on it when you got time. You might say, oh, do you know what? I'll watch that on video when I get back from work. Or, oh, do you know what? I've got time. I'll watch it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, these lot will watch this channel religiously. They will make some weird comments. They will do all this weird stuff. And you know what? I ain't even got time for it. They can watch all they want, yeah? Because they're not gaining anything from me. But what's happening with you lot in life, in individual life, is I'm worried and concerned about you people that are out in the public eye, say, out in the street. And pardon me. And you're seeing individuals staring at you funny, watching you funny. You've got to know that this is because you are a highly intuitive being of light. You are very special, chosen one. You are so special. And the reason I've got to clarify, I'm not saying you are chosen. Like I'm talking in Star Wars to what's his name, man? I can't even remember his name in Star Wars. I don't even watch Star Wars, but I'm just using it for an example, right? Like the reason why I say you're chosen is because you're chosen to have the skill and the blessing of empathy. For years and across the internet, it is plagued and very rampant that empathy is a curse. I'm sure if you watch other channels, other videos, they will tell you your empathetic ability is a curse. And some of you might feel consumed with hate and feel like, why do I have to feel empathy? The reason you feel empathy is because God or the universe blessed you to feel empathy, and you have a part of your body which a narcissist, a psychopath, and other toxic individuals are devoid of. These monitoring spirits are so closely interwoven into the DNA and the fabric of a narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath, and other toxic individuals. They do not have the comprehension to empathize with someone else. It's why they treated us in such a harsh and horrible way. I hope you're with me, people. I hope you're with me. So I want you to know that empathy is a superpower. It's something you should be proud of. And you are chosen by God to have that. It was all happened before pre-earth. You were chosen to be this being of light. And you know who else is chosen? Like I replied to Gary the Leech in the comment section, right? Gary the Leech is chosen by the devil. He's chosen too. He's a chosen one too. But he's chosen to have psychopathy, Machiavellianism, the dark triad type of personality type. That's what he's chosen to have, right? You know, that's what's the trait? Psychopathy, Machiavellianism. Can't remember the last one of the dark triad. But these people, that's what they have. If they have a test, they'll fall under that category. They don't have empathy. They're devoid of empathy. So just be careful. Keep your wits about you. Keep your discernment to a high. These lot watch all day, you know. And that's why sometimes people say coming off social media is good. Other people say staying on social media is good. I would say to you that harnessing a balance, if it's very fresh and early on, I found myself coming off social media. I never really even used social media to begin with anyway. I never used Facebook. I had it because my friend was in another country, and I never even managed to find time to speak to him on that anyway. Very rarely I spoke to him on it, and that was the only purpose that I actually built a Facebook many years back. But from my very young age, I don't know, I've mentioned this before, if some of you used to have Bebo, MSN, those types of things, that's what was happening when I was growing up in the 2000s. I never had it. I never used it. It didn't interest me, right? And neither does Instagram, and neither does Snapchat, and neither does TikTok, and none of that, right? It doesn't interest me. You've managed to find me, thanks by the grace of God, a lovely tribe of people, a beautiful community that we've got on this channel. And we're not going to let a few narcissists that comment try and disrupt that. They can monitor and watch all they like. They're nothing but monitoring spirits, right? Evil eye. Some people say evil eye harms us. It can make bad things happen to us. Some people say all the negative energy that goes around us can make us, for example, crash our car or something. I'm not a believer in that. God is the most high. The universe is the most powerful. These evil entities are subservient to the universe, to God. They're subservient. At the end of the day, these devils know where they're heading to. These narcissists know where they're heading to. These narcissists fear death. You see us chosen ones, empaths, of course we love the world. We are part of the world, but we will transcend into brighter things, and we will transcend into higher heights when we eventually depart from this world. And they're not going to the same place we're going. They're not part of our club. They're not part of it. So let them monitor you all they want. I remember back quite a while ago, a victim of narcissistic abuse told me, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but she had to put some reflective type of device on her windows, because every day the narcissist would walk past and stare through her windows and go to his new supplier's house across the road. But every day she was haunted. He would stare through the windows. These are weirdos. They've got monitoring spirits. That's what they are. That's why they watch, That's why they do this stuff, The narcissists in my life, I've been stalked, harassed, you name it, by these narcissists. And I know why. Because they're monitoring spirits. They're watchers. That's what they are. So I hope this video clears it up for you and understand there's no saving these people. You need to understand they're not your soulmate. They're not your divine counterpart. They're not your husband. They're not your wife. They're not your boyfriend. I don't care even if on paper they're your husband or wife at the moment. Get down to those divorce proceedings. Fire that shot. I always say divorce is like a loaded gun. It needs to be used. It doesn't want to be used. The gun doesn't want to be shot, but you might have to use it in certain circumstances. And in this certain circumstance, when you're dealing with a monitoring spirit, a demon, a demonic entity, a narcissist, you need to fire that shot. You need to cut them out of your life, and you need to get and retreat to a place of safety, right? Because even when you do all of these things, they're still going to be driving past your workplace. They're still going to be stalking your social media. And I will rephrase this again. Guys, sorry, ladies, gentlemen, if we didn't have social media, we would only have to look in the nearest bush and would find them watching. So anyway, thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please press the like and subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you would like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon.